touchdown in the house. Take a deep breath, week 6 is done.
Happy Tuesday night, Buckaroo.
Happy Tuesday night, a.k.a. Dodgers win Game 1 of the World Series Tuesday night. Bum, bum, bum.
So full disclosure, I just wanted to open that can for the sound effect. We're actually drinking some whiskey, of which Big Bosa won for me. So thank you, Big Bosa.
Yeah, this whiskey, it's Gold Reserve, Johnny Walker, brought to you by an ACL. Brought to you by MetLife Turf.
Well,
fuck that.
That's one way to spin it.
Big Bosa had the lead going into this game, and just so the fans know, stipulations were put in place with the purchase of this bottle of whiskey that Collin has to drink it with me. So
yeah, we're both winners in this. One of us is more of a winner because he didn't buy it,
and his best pass rusher is done for the season.
Oh, well, no, I was talking about me because I didn't have to buy the whiskey. I'm more of a winner.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, Joey Bosa has 4 sacks through 5 games right now, just to give a little hashtag Bosa bet update.
It's not that many.
I actually didn't. What do you mean? It's almost won a game. That's a lot.
Almost won a game.
Do we have to look up NFL sack leaders to see where he's at?
Yeah, that's fun. Some hashtag podcast.
This is early podcast.
Live
sacks.
stat lookup.
Holy shit. So Aaron Donald is leading the league at 7.5. Bosa is scrolling. Oh, wait, no, I scrolled past him.
Control F. 12th.
Yeah, he's 12th, tied for 12th in the league. The top 3 in sacks are Donald with 7.5. Myles Garrett has 7. Jason Pierre-Paul, he of the 2 or 3 fingers, has 5.5.
Awesome that he's still relevant. Hey, look who Joey Bosa's tied with. Alden fuck-ass Smith. Excuse my language. Chill on that. But Alden Smith.
What's that guy in the Panthers name? Burns?
What a wanker.
That Stu was talking about?
Burns.
He's not even on this list. Here, what if I just look for Carolina? Maybe that'll... Carl Lawson. Nope, he's on Cincinnati. These cards are so loaded, it's hard to believe they're so cheap.
Terrible ad.
Stu, who is this person that you said was going to beat Joey Bosa in sacks? He's not in the top 46. Carolina.
I don't see him.
Carolina. Damn. All right, that was a super tangential path we just took to exclaim that we're having a bouquet of whiskey. So without further ado, Weaver, why don't you tell us about your wonderful weekend?
Oh, it's the best weekend in recent memory. Hanging out the U, we played Beard Eye, we played Villainous, the Dodgers won the championship series. Very stressful.
That was all on Sunday.
Several games, yeah. The Niners won. I won my fantasy matchup. Oh, yeah. Fun part of this bet.
Different bet.
The Dodgers beating the Padres. The bet was the winner has to cook the loser a nice meal, and the loser has to be a supporter of the winner's team for the remainder of the playoffs. And so...
let's go. Not Braves.
Yes. Not Braves.
Was my supporter.
And now not Rays, huh? Let's have some respect.
Let's go. Not Rays.
Okay. All right. How's your father, huh? So Saturday, Ashley had got some fish from her homies that go like spear fishing, and she like traded them fresh grown garden crop.
If you guys haven't seen these zucchinis that come out of her garden, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, some big zucchinis.
They're
hard
no
to
joke,
live up
the
to.
size of your forearm.
Or bigger, yeah.
I guess in length, but yeah, they're fucking ginormous.
Length and girth leaves nothing to be desired. Anyways, so she traded a full-size zucchini for multiple pounds of fish. So we hosted a sushi night. and we had so much that it was just like, come one, come all. Like, Collin had proposed a double date night. We're in. And so that turned into villainous. Basically, the sushi night was super cool too because it was inclusive. Like, we bought a bunch of materials. Let's like make sushi rolls together. And then, I was super scared that there wasn't going to be enough food, so I also made skewers. Turns out there was entirely like double the food. Skewers were unnecessary, but all in all, it was a great evening.
Kurt actually went to a silent disco on the beach where everyone had their own towel space. They were mandated to not be around anyone else. And we had so much leftover food from the sushi and pot stickers that Kurt came back home to a full plate of sushi. Mm-hmm. Like 20 individual pieces. Plus, I had made some pepper and jalapeno filled with cream cheese, sprinkled with bacon bits and cheese on top, appetizers as part of the deal. And even some of that was left over. So, great meal.
Those poppers are one of my favorite foods.
They're so easy. I'm so glad you like them so much.
Oh, they make me cry at times. It's just tears of joy.
Weaver has one of these jalapeno poppers, then all of a sudden...
I know, yeah.
Oh, no, not even that. Hiccups, excuse me.
Oh, man. Ashley's like, she looks at me. She's like, is it hot? And I just immediately start hiccuping.
No.
It's so tasty. Yeah. You love to hate to see it. Because I think that probably was the hottest one. Because, like, I probably ate a dozen of them and didn't suffer any consequences from there on out. But that one, I think...
It was a plant.
You put a bunch of seeds in there or something. Yeah. All in all, like, just a phenomenal weekend. We played some beer dive. Ashley and I took on Collin and Curtis.
3-game series.
3-game series, yeah. Collin and Kurt took it 2-1. But, Ashley and I won in an overtime thriller. She got the only sink of the day.
It was pretty funny. We played 3 games. The last game, we decided to play up to 7. So the first 2 were to 11. Last one was going to be to 7 because the Dodgers were playing Game 7, and we wanted to finish by then. Of course, it goes to overtime. Did we end up going to 11?
Yeah.
Or we capped it at 11?
We capped it
at 11, and it was a universe point victory for Weav and Ashley. Weaver was playing phenomenal defense the entire game, and Kurt and I were playing our standard level of defense. Maybe I was playing a little better than I normally do on defense, but Kurt...
I would say you were playing well above average.
I feel like I'm very boomer bust on defense.
Yeah.
I think I get a bad rap on defense, but sometimes I have terrible games.
You like to bust.
You say I have bad defense and beer diet, I'm going to bust. And I would hate to bust.
Let's just say
but then they won.
Busting.
They won on Universe. I think they came back, too. It was a fun game.
Yeah. Really incredible weekend. Just all around. Good times. And it helps to have, like, all your sports teams win. That, like, there was a discussion in GroupMe about it. Like, why do I care so much about fantasy football? How do I, like, not let it
Mental
affect
health,
me
yep.
mentally? Because, yeah, like, getting a W, you feel so good. And when you get an L or multiple L's, you just feel so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. You've had a bunch of W's. Your karma is through the roof right now. Like, there's going to be some kind of correction soon.
Boo! I ain't no Bill.
Maybe we'll get to that. What do you mean, Bill? He's untouchable. Moving on.
Murdered his girlfriend, and now he can't lose.
Is that why you have a spare bedroom in your place now, Bill?
Curious.
So anyway, since the last podcast and this podcast, there were a flurry of trades. Something from 2020 fantasy football is pretty sweet in our league is all the trades we've been doing. I still have more players available if anyone wants to talk, but that's beside the point.
I also have a flurry now of players available. A lot of running backs.
Do you want to trade me Juju now that he's terrible?
Maybe.
Leave this conversation offline.
Yeah.
But for the trades that did happen, why don't we start out with yours? You traded Noah Fant and received James White. Noah Fant did not play. James White got, double-digit points for you?
Yeah, 10, but on the bench.
On the bench points. Okay, so why don't you walk us through what you're thinking and why you wouldn't play him against Denver, who I think would be a pretty good matchup.
Denver actually is a super solid defense against the running back. This was a trade where we both had needs, right? Like, I'm looking for a replacement for Mike Davis once CMC comes back. And Pebbles has been burned by the tight end spot all year long. Noah Fant he was a top 3. He was the number 3 tight end before he got hurt. And he was supposed to come back. I feel really guilty about trading him away, and then
you don't have to pretend to feel guilty.
No,
you did well. You did good.
This was a good faith trade with Pebbles, and it really felt like a win-win for both sides. Like, I'm getting running back insurance, and he's getting a very good tight end, and that was kind of the logic there. And it was one of those trades. I felt like we both won. Like, he's shoring up his tight end, I'm getting running back depth. Because for his team, he wasn't starting White, and he wasn't planning on starting White for a long time. With Damian Harris's stellar performance before the weekend, like, he seemed like the lead back, and yeah, those were my thoughts. And I think Pebbles, we had a pretty long discussion about it, and I think we were both on the same page. And we had discussed doing like more extensive trades, like multiplayer trades, but at the end of the day, this is the one that like made the most sense for us from our perspectives, at least.
Yeah, when I saw it, I know that Fant was injured, but I felt like Pebbles got the better end of this deal because of the scarcity of the tight end position, because he had excelled earlier in the season, like you're saying. It seemed like his chemistry with Drew Lock is really good, and not only has Fant been injured, but Lock also has been out, right? So I think when they're both playing again, and Lock actually returned this past weekend, that Fant's arrow is still going to point up. Whereas the New England running back situation is impossible to ascertain who's going to be the guy. Brickhead scored 30 points in one game, right, this season. I know James White was out for some family issues. But between White and Harris and Burkhead, and when Sony Michel comes back from injury, and Cam Newton getting those goal line rushes too, it's just so much going on that it's hard for me to have the stomach for a New England running back.
Totally agree. And I have that fear of Fant. He was one of those players where I felt comfortable. Like, the week that he got hurt, I was super happy starting him and Kittle.
Oh, the double tight end.
Yeah, I felt like they were both elite tight ends, and I was happy with it. I felt like they were both going to get a touchdown. That's, I felt like the floor was 10 points each, and that's super comfy for me. So I'm still very scared, but I'm feeling better with the running back comfort. And like, I'm not going to start Fant over Kittle ever.
Right.
So he's just going to ride the bench.
Yeah, no, you got something for him, but maybe too soon.
Yeah. There's always that.
Right. But who knows? Everything is a dice throw. Like, for instance, the next trade between Stu and Adam, Adam is just wheeling and dealing this season. So Adam received Allen Robinson, Stu received Claypool and David Johnson. Stu actually called me and talked this trade through with me, and I'm sure he hit up others of you as well. Bro, you got to help me out. What do I do?
Dude,
Type move.
Yeah. Tweeted you. Slid into your DMs.
Yeah, he did. He actually tweeted at me. Yeah.
It's pretty weird because I didn't get a phone call, and I feel like I'm an esteemed source. I don't
know what's your color, hon. Are you gold member, silver member?
Oh fuck! I'm gonna look it up while you talk.
All right, so I told Stu that this trade was not good for him. I told him that Allen Robinson was a consistent playmaker in the Bears offense. Before this weekend, he had scored in the previous 3 weeks 23 points, 19 points, 14 points, averaging, like 13 targets a game. Like, he was crushing it, right? And David Johnson was pretty mediocre. I mean, I guess it depends what you're looking for in your RB2. Johnson has consistently put up double-digit points, but low double-digit points, right? So I feel like he just wasn't – he's not that guy who's going to, like, win you weeks. And then with Claypool, he obviously had those 4 touchdowns he scored. I still saw him as the third or maybe fourth option in that offense. I mean, I know Juju's been struggling, but Deontay Johnson, when he actually can play, is getting 10 targets a game. And then James Conner, of course. So I thought that Adam was capitalizing on Claypool's big game, and he was getting rid of David Johnson, who's a pretty ho-hum player, for a consistent receiver in Allen Robinson. But if we look at this 1-week sample size, Allen Robinson scored less than 8 points. He had 5 receptions on 9 targets for 53 yards, whereas Chase Claypool, 4 of 4 receiving targets for 74 yards, and he had a rushing touchdown. And then David Johnson puts up 13.4 points, 19 attempts, 57 yards, and had a touchdown as well. So after 1 week, it looks like Stu is the winner of this trade, but I definitely was very skeptical at it going into it.
These are one of those trades where the math checks out in my book. You're trading away 2 mid-round picks potentially. Like there's the Claypool potential and a mid-round pick in David Johnson for the higher pick, so to speak, second round, third round, whatever he was. My immediate reaction, and it was confirmed this weekend, was that Adam took the L on this trade. My personal feeling is I would love to ride out the potential of the hot rookie. Like that's what we're looking for all season long with these pickups, is somebody that's going to change the fate of your team. And he might have found it with Claypool.
Something else that I'm remembering now that I was wary for Stu was he thought he was trading for a position of depth on his team. So he was receiving Claypool, who had come out the 4 touchdown game, but who was still a question mark in my mind because of the injury to Johnson. Stu is banking on Shark coming back healthy, T. Higgins being a wide receiver 2, and then A.J. Brown, who also was coming off injury. So at this point, Brown was coming off injury, Shark was coming off injury, and he's still injured. And T. Higgins is another rookie who admittedly looks great. Him and Burrow have a great connection there. So, yeah, it was a little too rich for my blood, but after 1 week, it's looking good for Stu. I mean, it's something we'll have to come back to in a few weeks to see how it is, but so far, yeah, Stu got the W this weekend, and Adam took the L. Robinson got less than 8 points.
Though, to be fair, Claypool and Johnson aren't going to fix that L for Adam by any means.
Touche. Yeah, well, yes. This is actually another side note, is that Adam loves to trade with people he's playing in that week. He traded with me in the week that we played, and I ended up getting the W. He traded Stu in the week this past week. Stu ended up getting the W. So maybe trade with someone who's not your opponent that week, Adam. Maybe that. I don't know. Anyway, next trade.
Yeah. Be more like Diggs and just
oh my God, no,
play against me.
That'll just completely derail this podcast for 15 minutes. We talked about that.
Fucking thing. Yeah.
Last trade, Ingram for Breeze. Pretty snooze fest here. Ingram goes to Max, who he starts, gets injured, but they have a bye now, so I'm pretty sure he's going to come back after the bye, and that 3-headed Ravens quagmire of the running back situation will continue to be that. And then Drew Brees to Scott. Scott's in a little QB trouble with Dak Prescott. Now Scott all of a sudden has 3 additional quarterbacks, picked up Goff and Wentz, and traded for Brees. Wentz actually went off against the Ravens, so good game for him. Goff was very mediocre against the Niners, and Brees had his bye. But before that, he put up 22 points on the Clippers. So,
oh no, it's final. The Clippers. You called
the Clips.
He's broken, folks.
Yeah, so I actually
he's broken.
For those of you who don't know this, I do not care what happens to the Chargers from this point forward. Win, lose, tie. Don't care.
No.
I'm more concerned about my fantasy players from here on out.
Jeepers.
Yeah. But anyway, that's all the trades that have happened for this past week. We're going to briefly go into our picks from last week because we have a new segment that we are going to do this week. But what was that, your point?
Yeah, I just wanted to note, like, instead of Max dropping Drew Brees, he made a trade. You know, like Mark Ingram, debatably droppable as of this stage. You can't drop him because of his name value. I think that this was a smart move for his team.
You can drop him, though.
Drew Brees?
Yeah. No. Well, yeah. Drew Brees and or Mark Ingram. Both of them. You can drop both of them.
Yeah, well, he traded away Drew Brees for a rostered player, which is better than our dumpster fire of free agency.
Sure.
So I just want to give kudos for making a move with a player you're going to drop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quickly going through the picks that we did this past week. So I went 4-2. Weaver went 3-3. Stu went 4-2. I beat Bacon. Weaver picked against me, so I get to pour another bucket of water over his head. Although he actually owes me a bucket of water, so we got canceling buckets right now, but they're still going to happen. I chose Pebs over Max, Acid, Weave, and Stu. All of us got that right. O'Mal's over Brad, but also a clean sweep between all of us. I thought Adam was going to beat Stu, and I was really fucking wrong. Weaver also picked that. Stu almost doubled up Adam and picked himself to win on that one. No shocker there. Thought Evan was going to beat Bill, which looked very likely until it wasn't likely. And actually, all three of us had that too. So I actually really enjoy Bill's new nickname. He's not Coal Bill anymore. He's not Diamond Bill anymore, but aptly named by O'Malley, Blood Diamond Bill.
Yes. Blood Diamond Bill.
Blood Diamond Bill is now 5-1 on the season. Which, side note, Chicken Ranch update, because they both won. They're both 1-2 in the league right now. So if the season were to end today, Bill would be the one applying to the Chicken Ranch because Stu has about 80 and change points more than he does. Stu also has very few points against. I guess he did just play Adam this past week, but
low blow.
Does he have the fewest points against?
Wow. That's how you get to first place in the league.
I can take more of you. Adam changed his name during this podcast. This actually is a much better name, Adam.
Yes.
It's really fun. I was actually describing that scene from South Park to Chelsea the other night, and I was laughing hysterically, and she was looking at me like I'm an idiot. But basically what happens is the police chief pretends to be a prostitute and then goes out on the town.
I can take more of you.
Yeah. My God. Great episode.
What's the word?
All right, buddy. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was describing. All right, so cover to stretch. All right, buddy, come on. All right, buddy. Take off your pants. All right, buddy. Here we go. Then you pan to the police officers listening in, and they're like making faces as you hear slurping sounds in the background. Yeah, then finally,
I can take more.
They like pan away to a different scene, pan back, and wow, Daddy, you really gave my little hole stretch. And other police officers are like shocked for a second, and they go in. So. Great reference. I'm completely derailed after what we were talking about from before. All right, our matchups. Okay. So,
so good.
Stu took that one over Adam. Oh, Evan did not take that one over Bill.
Yeah, rip Evan. That's probably the worst way to go out.
And then we beat Scott, which we all chose. So, yeah, 4-2 for me. I'm 19-17 on the season. Weaver went 3-3. Stu went 4-2. Skipping ahead now to the waiver wire review, I have a lot of homework checking to do here, so bear with me, buckaroos. In week 5, I picked both Tim Patrick and Robert Tonyan. Tim Patrick did not play because of the New England COVID situation. Tonyan had a bye. Patrick this past weekend, however, which Brad got uncontested for $3, went 4 for 8, 101 yards, 1 touchdown, so 12.1 points. So that's pretty good pickup for Buckaroo Sones. Tonyan, however, started by Bakeroo in his losing effort against me. Where, side note, Derrick Henry put up about 37% of Bacon's points, which is crazy for the week.
That's a lot of points.
40 burger. Tonyan went 3 for 4, 25 yards, 4 points, so kind of a stinker there. Last week, I gave 4. Jason Sanders, kicker, which Adam got for $2 on the waiver wire. Only 6 points, so that's a swing and a miss. Darrell Mooney, who's a Chicago wide receiver, put up 5.1 points. He's still available. Aptly so. Fitzmagic is started by Max, has his worst week of the season, 16.04 points, and now he's on a bye and won't start again. And then Buckaroo Bill took Andy Dalton for free on the waiver wire, and he only put up 11.4 points, which is actually Bill's only rostered quarterback that has a game the next week. So will Bill go with Dalton, or will he pick someone else up?
Gosh, that's so exciting.
Waiver wire 7, week 7. So 2 guys I want to take note of. 1, Tevin Coleman, Niners. They're playing New England. He is eligible to come off the IR this week, and Mostert just got injured. So obviously it's kind of hard to determine who's going to be the hot hand in that Niners backfield, and I myself have definitely spoken ill of Tevin Coleman because of what he did to me at the end of last year.
Show me where it hurts.
But that's a player you can take a flyer on, I think. And then this is actually kind of an anti-waiver wire claim I want to make against Boston Scott. So he is the backup of Miles Sanders, who I have on my team. Sanders will not play in the Thursday night game against the Giants. Boston Scott is going to be probably the number 1 ad this week in our league and leagues across the nation. And I will also be putting in a bid for him because I feel like it'd be stupid not to. However, I want to kind of deafen some expectations on him because if you look back to week 1 when Sanders was out and Boston Scott was the guy, he didn't perform very well. I'm looking it up now, but he put up, let's see, where are we at?
You hate to see it. Somebody finally gets an opportunity. And
6.4 points as the starter against the Washington football team.
Though, counter argument is the Washington football team's defense has been sneaky good against the run.
Yes, it has been sneaky good, and Boston Scott apparently scored 3 touchdowns in one game against the Giants last year, who they were playing on Thursday.
And Thursday night football is where you win, right?
Or lose. Or lose. I'm just saying temper those expectations. But, all right. So that's the waiver wire column. I kind of sped through it because we have a new
we're trying to
segment
get to
here.
Good, you know?
And this is called Hot Debates. So Hot Debates, we have some fan mail, anonymous fan mail. We have some questions put in by both the podcasters. Basically what we're going to do is pull these questions out of a bucket, discuss them for however long that question takes, and then throw it aside, and then pick the next topic, and the next, the next, and the next, for as long as we want to. So without further ado,
welcome to the Hot Debate. First question brought to you by this Post-it note. After 6 weeks, which team do you think will win the Super Bowl? And then, which team do you think will win Frisbee touchdown?
Interesting. Oh, wow. Which team I think is going to win the Super Bowl?
Twofold.
And which team is... I thought you were calling our league championship the Super Bowl for a second.
Yeah, that's confusing.
It is, but I wasn't digging it, so I'm glad that you made the... Or whoever put this post-it note did this distinction. I'm trying to think. So I think I'm going to choose the Chiefs to repeat.
That's fun.
Yeah. I'm choosing the Chiefs to repeat, and... with our league, if I go to our league page here, quickly look at these teams that are in the top
half.
I think Stu's gonna repeat too. I'm picking double repeat.
Stu's got a really good team.
Chiefs and weekday teetotaler for the champs.
Solid. You know, Chiefs are the flashy pick. They're I'm gonna go with the plotters, the Tennessee Titans.
Wow.
They have been remarkably boringly good. And I think that their defense is sound enough to pull it off.
That would be fun if they were the ones to go. I also was thinking about the Seahawks too.
Seahawks are annoyingly good as well. Yeah, it sucks. the NFC West, I can see the 3 teams from the NFC West winning. I can see the Rams like catching heat. Jared Goff playing out of his skull. Aaron Donald carrying the defense. I could see them making it. I could see Russell winning it. And I could see my Niners just flourishing. But yeah.
This is supposed to be a unbiased opinion.
Unbiased. There's nothing that says unbiased in the hot debate. But so I'm going with the Plotters and the Titans.
Okay. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, well, who's your Frisbee touchdown champ?
And then I actually... I'd like to pick myself currently as the points for champion of the league. The Kevin Durant most points scored in the league currently. My only 2 losses, I lost scoring 129 points. So I think my consistency is key. Another team for consideration is O'Malley. If he keeps taking those toilet bowl shots, I think he's a dark horse candidate to take it all.
Okay, interesting. Next question from the bucket. So this is a listener question. How is Stu so consistently arguing things with no one on his side? Is this Eric Dalkey's drinking diet giving him the same disposition?
Jeepers.
I'll pass that to you.
Wow, yeah, that's gnarly. I don't think the drinking has anything to do with it. Maybe there's something, like I have to ask the same question. Is there something else going on? Is there stress from the wedding planning, perhaps? Is there stress from the pandemic and the household situation, and there's just lashing out happening towards those you love most? That's a tough one to say. I've been personally super confused by these conversations that keep happening where literally like 4 or 5 people will speak against one topic, and Stu just going hard in the paint. It's convenient for me because I'm consistently
on the other side.
Yeah. But this like a bonus point for the 40-yard touchdown, for instance, like what's the hatred? Why is there hatred for that? It's like such a ho-hum thing to be passionate about, in my opinion.
Right. Stu's, as the rest of us are, strong in our opinions. We're a bunch of type A's. It's pretty funny. You get a bunch of type A's in one group, in one conversation, and everyone's clamoring for the mic, right? So, sometimes it does seem interesting that he will go up against 3, 4, 5, 10 other opinions at one time, but I just chalk it up to him feeling safe in our group to express his opinions. Loudly, yes, sometimes a Trumpian, but we've all been there at one point or another.
Me, for sure.
And as someone who has had some drunken rants both at the draft and in our group I can't exactly fault him for that.
Yeah. I think it's the follow through maybe that's the tough one. Like everybody will have their like drunken moment, like grandstanding, but it's just that like I've laid out the facts and you guys are just not picking them up. I just don't know what else to say. Like this is what it is. All right, moving on to the next one. Has there been a worse bad beat than what happened to Evan last night? Up 13.5 points with 2 minutes to go. Drake had a 13.9 point play. By God.
Right.
The Monday Night Miracle.
I was literally just thinking, when you and I were talking about it earlier today, we both have had Monday night defeats against Bill. To revisit for me, I had Tyreek Hill get injured after the first offensive possession for the Chiefs last year, and I was up by double-digit points, and I had Tyreek Hill, and Bill had Keenan Allen, and then Bill ended up winning because Tyreek Hill got me 0, and Keenan Allen had a great game. I don't know if it's as bad as what has happened to Evan, but it definitely was one of those, like, fuck me right moments.
Yeah, I think the only thing that comes to mind for me personally is O'Malley
Yep.
getting the sacco with a reception to seal his victory, followed immediately by a fumble.
Which that guy is now on his team and crushing it.
Studley, Jamison Crowder. Who knew? Another one that comes to mind is my victory over Brad by fractions of a point.
What decided it in that matchup? Like, who was the last player that you had played for you, if you remember?
It was Matt Ryan versus Aaron Rodgers.
Oh.
It was Matt Ryan plus like 13 points going. And in the first half, Aaron Rodgers was up like 20-6 or something. You know, like just ridiculous. And then Aaron Rodgers, and it was super funny because me and Bacon were both cheering against the Packers. He was cheering against MVS. And apparently there was a reception headed towards, it was like the last third down of the Packers game to ice the game to MVS, and he dropped it. And that gave Matt Ryan. That would have been
the both matchup.
The dagger for both of us.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, dude, fantasy football is so fun.
Right.
/ not fun.
Right, yeah. And that game, I literally turned off because I was so triggered in my hotel room in Washington all by myself. Losing to Sones, stupid-ass Rodgers, stupid-ass Ryan, sucking, who should be better. And then my phone just starts blowing up. And I paused James Bond just to watch it. So those are the two that come to mind.
I do remember Brad being on the podcast, and I was talking about taunting in my waiver column, 3 touchdowns and however many yards. And Brad was like, couldn't have got one more yard? One more yard, huh?
Yeah, tough.
All right, next question.
Just goes to show you, there's more to a matchup than one play.
Oh, very topical. 40-plus yard bonus point discussion. What are your thoughts? Like it, dislike it?
I think it's fun. I think it really is helpful, especially now more than ever with the COVID uncertainty. If you're going to take a flyer on a boom-bust player and they get that one boom, that just like rewards your gamble, so to speak, right? I enjoy it personally. You know, it's like, fuck yeah, was that from 40+ yards? Hell yeah!
The bonus is
like,
you get that, but it's a double-edged sword, because then
top.
you can suffer that as your opponent gets it. As I am a proud member of the Change Opposition Party, of course, when we were deliberating this as a league, was initially against it, but yeah, I don't mind it. And it is absolutely crazy to me that we talked about it, and then it came up, and then a matchup was decided because of it, especially after Pebbles was like, it never determines anything. It's kind of fun, but like, who cares?
Yeah. I wonder if I'm going to look it up to see if my matchup with Brad had a 40-yard play.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
That is fun. So keep, deliberating.
And there's not much to deliberate on. I think we both like it. I mean, I definitely like it more than the 5-point kick that we were talking about. I do like the 4-point kick, though. And I don't have an issue with the 4-point kick. And now that we're talking about kickers as me just filling time, I think there is strategy in picking up kickers. Just like there's strategy in picking up defenses. If you're streaming them both, there are good and bad matchups that you can exploit. Obviously, sometimes you get them right, like my coup pick over Tucker last weekend. Bacon, nice shotgun, by the way. Sometimes you get them wrong, like me saying that Jason Sanders would have a good week, and then he picks up 6 points for Adam. And I don't think it was last season, but 2 seasons ago, I had a string where 4 or 5 different weeks I got 0 points out of my kicker. Our front walk was pristine because I kept losing that bet. So there is strategy in kickers, and if you're complaining about having kickers, you just have bad strategy with kickers.
Nah.
Did you find if it was a thing or not?
It was not a thing in Brad and Maya's matchup. Neither of us got a 40-point plus point. And also, I hate kickers. There's no strategy to them, so fuck that. This is also topical. Who's the RB to own in New England?
Oh, my God. Cam Newton.
Yeah, very valuable pick. Yeah,
I think he's the most consistent, or I would be the most comfortable betting on him scoring a touchdown out of that group of 5 people in any given week. That's what my argument would be.
Sure. And
he's not looked great the past couple games. I definitely will concede that. But if they're on the end zone line, the 1 yard line, who do you think is getting the ball to run it in? I think it's Cam Newton.
Certainly. Yeah, there's a very strong pick. And I think the other person, I think it's 50-50. It's him or James White. I mean,
James White's the pass catcher.
His value isn't really goal line back, but I think that he's the running back to own, right? The question is, who's the running back to own?
Okay. Yeah.
Damian Harris.
I honestly don't really have like enough New England game footage that I've watched. Burkhead blew up in that one game, but James White was out.
Yep.
James White just had double-digit points for you, but 10 is not exactly a boom game. It's like a better-than-average game. And keep in mind, Sony Michel is out right now. So when he comes back, they're going to have all 4 of those guys again.
Do you think they bring him back? I don't think they bring him back.
You think he's going to be on IR for the rest of the season?
I think that
he had over 100-yard game.
Practice squad. Him and D. Harris fill the same role, in my opinion.
I
think they've been out on him for a while.
He had over 100 yards rushing with the game before he got injured.
Yeah. So James White being like, you know what you're going to get out of him. It's like a basement of 8 points, probably. Is that like agreeable? That's like 4 receptions, 40 yards.
Let's see what his games this year have been. Although I know he hasn't played that much because he had a family tragedy.
Yeah.
He's still on your bench.
Yeah, totally.
In his first game, he scored 6.7 points.
Mm-hmm.
So that is his floor,
okay.
we would say.
The floor is 6.7 points. I don't think this topic is very exciting. Let's move on.
All right. Next one.
Which running back is the one to own? Cam Newton.
That's
seems like some tinkering.
Gordian knot right there. You can't figure it out.
Yeah. There may not be a right answer.
Good question. Okay. Question. Is Stu or Bill applying for Chicken Ranch? I think Bill will be applying for the Chicken Ranch. Blood Diamond Bill has had some stupendous luck this season, but if we go to his team right now, Monday/Tuesday night lights, he's averaging 111 points per week. If we go to Stu's team, weekday teetotaler, Stu is averaging 125 points per week. So that's, 14 more points per week than Bill is?
But Bill's not known for his fantasy offense. He's known for his fantasy defense.
It's just an unsustainable thing. But okay, I'm saying Bill's going to be applying to the Chicken Ranch. Who you picking?
I also think so. I'm scared of Chase Claypool for my juju. I really hope he doesn't pan out. All right. Who would win a People's Pod push-up off? Wow. I wonder who submitted this one. Was it Chelsea, perhaps?
No. I think I would win.
You know what? I would give it to you, too. Just because I haven't done anything since lockdown.
I've done more than nothing.
You've done more than nothing. Yeah, you're literally going for runs, stuff like that. Like, I don't know if I think pre-lockdown, I was stronger than you. But after, what is it now, 6
plus months,
6 plus months of just drinking, not teetotaling.
Okay, so we'll both agree I can do more push-ups. Wrinkle, what if we threw Brad into the mix, who's been a guest on the pod? Do you think he does more push-ups than either of us?
He's got the bum shoulder.
And he has a long body. So when we were at the draft weekend, O'Malley and I did a push-up off where there were no odds.
I mean, I've seen you do push-ups too.
And I did 33 push-ups.
Yeah, and those are like those weird shoulder things. You're probably not doing push-ups actually. So I mean, I think. Did you wait? I'm sorry, I interrupted. Did you win or lose?
Oh no, O'Malley did 40.
Yeah.
I did 33.
He probably like stops too, right? Just
I stopped and he stopped.
Yeah. You stopped when he stopped?
I stopped and he stopped immediately after I stopped.
Oh yeah, okay.
He probably could have done a few more.
Yeah, a few.
But he just stopped because I stopped.
Yeah.
All right. Collin wins the push-up contest between the two of us.
I'm excited. Let's do it this weekend.
At some point?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's silly. I'm being nice, but whatever. What are the health risks of drinking a 5-hour energy daily? Oof.
Mr. Scientist.
I think it's probably... I don't think there are any risks. I think it's caffeine and a bunch of vitamins. I'm not sure like what kind of sugars are in there, but I don't see... It's not like he's crushing Monster
Energy. Yeah.
That is awful. Don't do that. But 5-hour energy, I don't think there's any health risks.
We should mix it with Emergency and Pedialyte and Jack Daniels and ethanol.
I think you might get like pea stones from all those vitamins flowing through his stream, so consistently. There might be some buildup there. Yeah, Stu, do you pee orange?
So he could be the weekday pea stoner.
Yes, that's fun. Are you like just peeing neon colors? What's your urine situation like, man?
All right, next question. Philip Lindsay or Melvin Gordon rest of season?
Ooh.
Lindsay looked really good on Sunday. Melvin Gordon had a mystery illness that wasn't COVID related.
Strep throat.
I mean, quote unquote strep throat. I think they just benched him because of the DUI.
Yeah.
That's my conspiracy theory. My
That's
tin
fun.
hat.
That's a fun tin hat.
So depending, I mean, this is so many levels to this.
Right, the DUI. Is he going to get suspended?
If he doesn't get suspended, that's complete bullshit. Whoa.
Completely agree.
If he was not going to get suspended, I would choose Melvin Gordon because they paid him a lot of money and he did produce when he played. Because he has a limiting suspension of questionable amount of games and Philip Lindsay is healthy and look good, I would take Lindsay then. So my answer is Lindsay because I am assuming the NFL does the right thing and suspends him for like 2 to 3 games.
Nice. I'm actually going to assume that Goodell fucks this up again, does not suspend him, there's no repercussions for his DUI, and Melvin Gordon plays, and I think he has the pass-catching ability that Philip Lindsay doesn't have.
He's a very talented football player.
Yeah, with attitude problems, I guess. So I actually think that from this point on, Melvin Gordon outscores Philip Lindsay, despite the fact that Lindsay is my guy.
Well, so that's a different question, I think.
As assuming that Goodell sticks to character and does not make the right choice discipline-wise.
So you think they'll play the same amount of games as long as they both stay healthy?
Yes. And yeah, so assuming same games, I think Melvin Gordon ekes it out.
Okay.
But, fucking, I hope that
right.
He gets suspended.
We'll see. Somehow Alden Smith is in the league again, still.
Yeah. Josh Gordon waiting for reinstatement.
Oh, that poor dude.
For marijuana.
Yeah.
It's literally legal in the state that he lives in. What the hell? Rivals Shuffle review. How do you like your new rivals after the fact? 2 more games against them. That was a question for you. Yeah, here, I'll read it again because that was terrible. Rival Shuffle Review. How do you like your new rivals after the fact?
So I have one new rival. Because after 17 iterations and reshufflings, Max and I were still rivals. My other rival is Bill. And I like my rivals. I love playing Max. I beat Max his first time, but historically we're pretty even. And Bill did beat me by 5 points, 110 to 115. However, as we spoke about a little earlier, that was without Miles Sanders. I had to play Corey Clement, who was the other running back on Philadelphia, he got me under 4 points, I think, and then I lost by 5. Both underwhelming weeks, and I think Blood Diamond Bill's team, although it is 5-1 currently, is a pretender almost. So I like my rivals. I like playing Bill, and I always love playing Max. So what about you?
I'm a huge fan of the randomized rivals. I think that it's pretty unfair that historically there have been good teams and bad teams.
Well, to cut you off abruptly, look at O'Malley and Bacon. They're both doing super well this season, and those are the two teams that we were talking shit on. And even Evan, too, who we also talked shit on, had a super strong start to his season.
Mm-hmm.
So we were joking so much, I want O'Malley to be my rival. I want O'Malley. Well, you just picked him as your sleeper for the league title. So
yeah, that's true. And part of that is, like, obviously luck, right? Like, Adam historically has been a very good competitor. But it's just like, so, like, my new rivals are Pebbles and Bill. Historically, two very good teams.
Oh, we both have Bill. That's fun.
Yeah, super fun. Super duper fun. But I think that it's good. It's the randomness that is fantasy football, right? Like, football teams each year change their schedule despite their, like, divisional opponents that they're locked in with. I like that change. I think it's more fair, and I think it provides more parity in the league. To be honest, there may be a question about this in the bucket still.
Spoilers, jeez.
Yes, spoilers.
I do. Initially, I was against it, being a proud member of the Change Opposition Party, but it's fun, and it does go run parallel with the randomness that is fantasy.
Yeah, and just like if you have Bill 2 times a year, like, that's tough. He's on a hot streak, Like, imagine
he's on a hot streak now.
Your rival is LeBron James in basketball, right? Like, you're inevitably going to be worse off than.
I saw a really funny flow chart. It was, will my team make the NBA Finals? And the first question was, is LeBron on your team? No, is LeBron in your conference? No, maybe. Yes, then like the flow chart continued.
Oh man,
is LeBron on your team? No, you're not.
Definitely not going to make the
finals. Yes, you are going to make the finals.
So good, yeah.
Next question.
Right now, Bill is LeBron, and
oh my God, look at this! Rotating rivals, good for league parity.
Yeah,
that's the next question.
I'm glad you chose it. Yeah.
So we just spoke about the rivals, parity. So we had talked a lot about parity. Going through right now, we got 2 teams at 5-1, 3 teams at 4-2, 3 teams at 3-3, 1 team at 2-4, and 3 teams at 1-5. At this point, there is some separation being made. So I don't know how much parity there really is. Had Evan beat Bill, this would be a much different picture. And we're only 6 weeks into the season, but I mean, a third of the league has a sub 500 record. So I don't know how much. I feel like it's not as much parity as we all thought it was last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean,
in this moment.
Those super close matchups, right? Max lost by, 3 points? Okay, 6 points. And then that single play for Ev Dog. And all of a sudden, there are 4 teams at 4-2 and 4 teams at 3-3. That's 8 teams within a game of each other, right? Like,
very true, very true. That does change some things.
Yeah, so it's nice for me personally to see these 1-5 teams. I hate to be one of the ones of those 1-5 teams, but yeah, I love the new rivals. I do think it's a good thing.
Same. And going off the parity and the records we have, every year the goal is 7 wins, right? 7 wins gets you in the playoffs. So at this point, we're getting to a spot in the season where you can start. You can kind of see the separation happening. What teams have that shot, or I don't want to call them shoo-ins, but are just a handful of wins away, and what teams have a lot more work to do to get to that 7. But we'll be keeping close tabs of that as the season progresses.
Yeah, actually, big news was Devontae Adams was on the field, and Adam took an L. That's probably the biggest hit for his fantasy
Adams,
season.
And that was after he also acquired Allen Robinson.
Yeah, it's tough. Buy one team to continue to have success. Sell one team you don't believe will continue to have success. Let's start with buys. Who are you buying?
I am buying... There's a lot of ways I can go with this, but the two guys that first come to mind is Stu's team and O'Malley's team, which we already talked about. But Stu's got a solid team. I mean, he's a 5-1 record right now. His receivers, although a little bit of patchwork, what I thought the trade has seemed to work out for him, where he has Johnson, who's going to put up the low double digits consistently. Claypool had a good game. Chark, even though he was injured, still got 14 targets. And Stu's amassing this record with Christian McCaffrey not playing for the last 4 weeks. So once McCaffrey comes back, Stu's team is going to even be more unstoppable. So I'll take the bye with Stu's team.
Cool.
And go for it.
Yeah.
Who's your bye?
My buys, I'm echoing O'Malley. His team has been hot. He's silently put together. Like, the Gaskin pickup was huge. He's turning out to be a workhorse. We all were avoiding that backfield like the plague.
For sure.
Vulture, Howard.
I remember going into the draft, Breida and Howard both were like late round flyers I was down to take, but I didn't even know Gaskin existed.
No clue that Gaskin existed. But my buy is actually Pebble's team.
Huh.
Speaking of somebody that wasn't on my radar at all, James Robinson. He's picked up an RB1. He effectively replaced Saquads on a terrible Giants team.
Yep.
If he had Saquads, he'd be able to start Gurley, Robinson, and Saquads, and his receivers would be Golladay, Keenan Allen, and Cooper Kupp. That's an extremely solid team. Like, I would not be trading him Noah Fant if that was his team, right? With Kyler, like fucking Squirrel Murray, just scampering around for 80 yards. What's his rushing stats? You can't see him, but let's see. Last week he scampered for 74 yards and a touchdown. You want to see that out of a running back, but that's your quarterback position. I'm buying Pebble's team.
Okay.
And then,
so I'm buying Stu. You're buying Pebs. Who you selling?
And we also are both honorable mention to
O'Malley.
Yeah, he's on a hot streak right now. As far as selling goes, I would love to sell. Honestly, I'm selling you at the moment, and this is super fun because it's all injury related. Miles Sanders and Joe Mixon are both banged up right now, and you're forced into a position where you're starting Darrell Henderson and Joshua Kelly, right? That's super tough. So it's purely based out of injuries. And I think right now, you're at 4-2. You've got some room to recover. But at the moment, you're trying to find trade value. And Cam Newton, he's looking at me, folks. He's giving me that look. It's hard to talk when he's got that Stanley face on. You've been trying to peddle out these trades with Cam Newton and Chase Edmonds. You're still not starting Chase Edmonds, oddly enough. But your injury luck is one that is not enviable.
Yep, that's fine. And I will not defend my team at this point because we'll talk about it later in the matchups. I will be selling Blood Diamond Bill. Blood Diamond Bill has super low points for, super low points against too, and he, like we talked about the win that he got over Evan by a fraction of a point for a broken coverage play that Kenny Drake had. He's averaging 111 points per week. It's very unsustainable.
Look at that. He has 40 less points for than he has points against, and he's 5-1.
It's unsustainable, right? Like if he didn't have a 5-1 record, I wouldn't think he makes the playoffs. He's someone that I would like to play in the playoffs if we were to both make it.
I never want to play Bill.
I'm selling Bill.
I hope that he's on the downward trend when I come up against him in week 13 or whatever it is.
That's right. We'll see him later in the season. That's rivals. Pretty funny. Well, Blood Diamond Bill. Next question. Ooh, okay, this was for you. Topical. Fill out a baseball defensive lineup with people from the league, including relievers plus closer.
All right, so I got to set a lineup. All right.
Defensively. This is just defensively.
Defensively. So we're starting at first base. I might go Soames. He's got that big reach. Oh, but we have O'Malley the lefty. Yeah. We'll go Soames at first. That's fine.
Okay.
Second base, we'll go Scotty No.
Why is that?
He's short and shifty.
Okay.
Shortstop, you need an athlete. I think I'm going... I might go Pebbles at short. Dude's got a cannon.
Okay.
Oh, he's not that mobile, though. He is mobile. He is... Oh, that's fun.
Straight line speed,
yeah. Should we put him in the outfield? Yeah, let's put Pebbles in the outfield, actually. All right, we're going shortstop. Who's actually played baseball in our league besides me? You haven't played at all.
I played, not like high school, but anyway, I can't lead the witness. You gotta do this yourself. We're still on shortstop right now.
Yeah. Let's go. I'm gonna put Adam at short. I'm gonna go.
He's got more mobility than Pebs. Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Stu with a hot hand at third base.
You think he's ready for that pressure?
Yeah. Left field. I'm going Max in left. Oh, but Max would be a good pitcher. No, I want Max as my starting pitcher.
Okay. Max is the starter.
Yeah. Left field.
We got an entire outfield. You said that Pebs might belong somewhere out there.
I'm going center field for sure.
You're gonna play center?
Yeah, that's my born to run position.
Okay.
Pebs is going right field. Oh, man,
so we got a left catcher, 2
O'Malley
relief spots, and then a closer.
Catcher. Yeah, I think. This is so fun.
Can you remember all the people that are in a league?
I know. Yeah, that's a tough
There is
one
one
too.
notable person you're forgetting that actually played high-level baseball.
God damn it. We just played baseball in our league.
This guy's going to listen to this podcast and be really aggravated with you.
Super triggered. I know. The problem is I keep tunneling towards Curtis. I want Curtis literally everywhere.
For the sake of time, I'll let you know who's left. So I haven't been picked. Bill hasn't been picked. Evan hasn't been picked.
Yeah. That's super funny.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'm forgetting the rest of the people in our league.
Bacon.
Bako, that's right.
O'Malley.
And O'Malley. There you go.
Yeah.
It's 5. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, so O'Malley's going to be a reliever. I'm going to go... I need to change Evan into my starting pitcher. Max is going to be... he's smart enough that I'm going to put him as a catcher, calling pitches. I love his game calling ability. I'm going to go Bacon in left field. Oh, I got to pick a closer?
That's right, yes.
Jesus
all right,
Christ.
Bill, you and I are the last people that
Bill and Collin
just assigning to people, and we're either going to be a setup man and a closer.
All right.
Unless he does more shuffling.
Let's go bacon closer.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. And then this is so ridiculous. I'm going Bill left field, and you're a relief pitcher.
All right, so to run through this long-ass question.
Ridiculous question.
Stones is playing first. Guy's at second. Adam is the super mobile shortstop we have. Stu's anchoring the hot corner at third. Bill, Weave, Pebs in the outfield. Max is catching. Evans the starter. O'Miles and Collin get the relief duties, and Bacon is coming in with the game on the line. It's closer.
God, I feel bad for Max's hamstrings in the catching role.
All right, let's do one more question each because we're getting up there. The network's going to get us.
Are you kidding me? This is great content. I just filled out an MLB roster. Where should the draft be next year, assuming post-pandemic?
No, you just answered that one. I guess questions to me. You didn't. Okay. Oh, man. I'm down for Vegas. I'm easy to please. Disco Bay was cool. It was fine. The drive back was pretty rough because I was brutally hungover and it was 100 degrees the entire time. But it was still fun being there all together. As long as we're all together, right? The point is us all going together. So if people want to go to Vegas, I'm down. I think if we pool 10 to 12 people's resources, we get an Airbnb or whatever, we'll make a great time of it. And I know that has some momentum. But otherwise, Austin I'd be down with. NOLA I'm down with. I'm easy. Let's go somewhere new. I want to go somewhere new. So I think Vegas is at the most momentum.
Yeah. I love the idea of Vegas and a Raiders game at the new stadium. That seems super cool to me. I'm also down with like LA and the Rams stadium and doing something like that.
The thing about going to games is games that have started. So we have to draft our teams before.
It's preseason games, right?
Oh, preseason.
Yeah. We go to a preseason game. We draft on Monday, or something like that. But anyways, that was kind of my like dream. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably the most sensitive to the pandemic, and so that hopefully we're not
right. I think this is assuming the pandemic is under control by next September.
Another year of this.
Dude, if it's not, oh my fucking God.
Yeah. Yeah, this like faux, like, we're on lockdown. We're not on lockdown. Business is opening, but I don't want to wear a mask. My rights.
College football games, fill the stadiums. But you see all these coaches are testing positive for...
Yeah, all these people that are preaching, open it up, are now like hopefully reaping the reward of their decisions. I guess that's a terrible thing.
This is kind of a tangent, but Nick Saban tested positive. He's asymptomatic, and I saw him screaming in an official's face on Saturday.
Woof, that's annoying. But I completely agree. I would love to go to New Orleans with the homies. I would love to go to Austin. I would love to just do a guys trip and really get us all together. Like that really is what matters, is like doing it together. I got to be together remotely, and I still had so much fun. So
yeah.
I would really like to be with everybody.
Yeah, I like that. You know what? Why don't we end on that question too? Let's get to the matchups.
Black fucking Tide.
Black fucking Tide smacks Weaver's ass. That was good. Smacks ass. We got to the ass grabbing part of the podcast.
Yeah, it's time to end this quick.
Okay, week 7 picks. Drum roll, please. Okay, we'll start with my matchup because I am good to go. Good to go. Okay, so I'm playing We Demand a Chubbery. Mix on, mix off. That is I. I have picked myself, and there's a variety of reasons for that. So obviously I'm concerned with Patrick Mahomes because he is Patrick Mahomes and is very good. He had a so-so game against the Bills and still put up 20 points. So obviously that's concerning. But running through Evan's team, Cooper, he got in the end zone late for the Cowboys. Dalton is not elite, like you were saying.
Yep.
So I mean, he's very boomer bust at this point. That whole offense is. Robbie Anderson is the number one guy in Carolina, so I'm sure he's going to have a good week. Slayton, who's currently in Evans' lineup, is questionable, but he's not going to play because they play on Thursday, and he's injured. He played injured last week, had a good game, but I doubt he's going to play. I don't have faith in Ayuk, and I don't know. Kansas City has got a large bush right now for the Denver game. Now, Denver has definitely been a little hit or miss, but playing New England last week, New England got 7 points. So I don't have that much faith in his kicker and defense combo plus his flex. Where over here, my team is definitely not without questions. I think Josh Allen is going to rebound in a big way against the Jets. Ridley is going to produce as Ridley. Boyd also is going to rebound against Cleveland. Mixon, although he did leave the game this past weekend, he returned. He's going to play. Henderdog looked great and only got 9 points. Had a touchdown called back. My team actually is crazy unlucky last weekend, and now because I'm the one speaking in the mic, I can take a little tangent. Miles Sanders dropped a touchdown pass that hit him in the helmet. Henderdog had a touchdown brought back because of a holding call. Parker got injured. Mixon got injured, missed time. Sanders got injured, missed half of a game. Ridley had cramps and missed some time.
You're complaining and you got the W?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm complaining.
I don't think our listeners are going to enjoy that. I wonder how many of those things Chubbery had to deal with. Because that's my guy this week. I'm taking him.
Why is that?
I think his running backs outscore your running backs by at least 10. I'll even push it to 12. 12.5.
You want to bet?
You want to put a bet on it?
Let's bet a shotgun.
I don't like shotguns.
Yeah, I know. Let's put your stomach where
your
your mouth
The
is.
stakes are so much higher. Like a shot versus a shotgun is equivalent.
How about you have to take a shot upside down?
That is the most nightmarish. I'll probably throw up doing that too.
You could take a shot upside down.
That sounds terrible. Why do you want me to do something terrible?
I'm just trying to mix it up.
I don't think that shotgunning is terrible for you.
That's why we're moving on from the shotgun to the shot upside down.
The shot upside down sounds terrible. I'm not a bat.
Have you ever done a shot upside down?
Have you?
No, but I'm willing to.
Sounds terrible. How do you even pour it in your mouth without spilling it up your nose?
Someone else would pour it into your mouth.
No, that sounds like a great option.
What do you propose?
I want you to take a shot with somebody pouring it in your mouth normal. That sounds awful.
No, shots or whatever.
You're just going to spill all over the place? Anywho, I'm taking Evan.
Why?
Oh, because I think his running backs are going to outscore yours by at least
We're going to the next matchup.
12.
And a TBD on that bet. Next matchup is going to be Plod Gurley versus Pandulce.
Not a fucking bat.
Yeah, you're a giant pussy. Is what you are.
Oh my god!
All right, so we have 2, 3, and 3 teams
50
going at each other's throats here. I'm taking Brad. Who you taking in this one?
I gotta fucking Pan Dulce. What does that name even mean?
Pan dulce means sweetbread in Espanol.
Sweetbread.
Which, side note, aren't you supposed to be becoming fluent in Spanish for your job?
Yeah. I'm going with the plotter. He's my buy. I'm going with Pebs.
Why?
God, always with the why.
We have to give analysis on this podcast.
We're coming up on the end of it.
I think this bouquet is getting to us.
Yeah, let's see. I hope Fant. This is with the assumption that Keenan Allen and Noah Fant play. I think that Kamara's playing divisional rival. That's always sketchy. I think Godwin's going to blow up for Sweetbread over there. Kyler Murray's going to scamper all over Seattle. Kenny Golladay versus the Atlanta fucking Falcons. He's going to catch 2 touchdowns. I'm choosing Pebs. Yeah, I think.
I like Brad in this one. I'm taking Pan Dulce. And then I like your little avatar too, Brad. All the little sweetbreads are great. Yeah, Kyler Murray's got to go up against Seattle, so that'll be interesting. We've been talking on the group me about how his throwing stats are pretty dog shit beyond those 2 giant plays. And his rushing is where he makes his money. Seattle's a good team, so I'm sure Pete Carroll's going to have an idea for him. While I do like Galladay and Allen, although Allen was banged up at the end of the Saints game for the Chargers, so we'll see how he is. I'm sure he'll be fine, but it's something to take note of. Pels is starting Debo. The Niners receivers, I think, are very hit or miss. Are kind of like the New England running backs for me, so I don't really put a bunch of stock in them. Definitely agree Gurley and Robinson are going to be good. And Slither, definitely good down there. Buffalo defense is sneaky bad, by the way. I think they're in the bottom 5 in the league in points for. So I know they're playing the Jets, so
Plus
probably,
matchup.
again, it's a very plus matchup, but on the whole, Buffalo has been not good. Whereas with Brad, 21 for Rodgers, I think is probably underselling him. Tim Patrick, we talked about him earlier. He's playing KC, which means Denver's going to be down and throwing. Tim Patrick in his last 2 games has scored 12. Last 3 games, he scored 12, 20, and 12. So he's going to outperform his projection.
A receiver I wish I had.
Swift seems like the guy now in Detroit. He put up a giant game, 25 points.
Love to see that.
McKinnon seems to be the heir apparent in the SF offense, given Mostert is out. We did touch on how the running back situation is a little cloudy there, but given his track record this season, he's in line for some success. Brad's kicker is god-awful, though. I don't know why he keeps sticking with Zerlin. I guess he had 14 points against the Giants, but
there's a strategy to it.
There is. Brad's strategy is not doing anything, which is a bad strategy. But I am taking Brad in this matchup. You're taking Pebs. That's good. We have 2 picks that are not like the other.
2 for 2, yeah. Yeah, bad luck for Brad with Mostert and John Brown being out or injured.
Let's take your matchup now. This is a fun one. This is an old wing mate rivalry. We got you can McKiss this
dick,
which is great.
Come on.
I feel like it'd be better to do you can McKiss this dick, but now it's you can McKissick this D.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, do you need to see all of?
Let's just say Bacon McKiss this dick.
But that's
last
not
week.
McKissick. His player name. He's using his player name. Come on, God. It's not that far of a stretch.
Oh my! Weaver's elbow massaging me after everything he says.
I wouldn't even say it's a massage. I'm just needling him.
All right, who do you have in your matchup here? Oh, brave Sir Dobbins.
I, along with Yahoo, have me as the victor.
I will ask you again. Why do you have Dobbins on your team?
I'm holding out hope that, like Swift, Dobbins will, the young, hot rookie will take command of the running back situation in the Ravens. They're an explosive offense, score a lot, and they need a running back to do so. And Ingram finally got hurt.
Scoring.
And luckily, Gus Edwards took the reins. Not my boy Dobbins. So he's just one of those players, rookie running backs pan out. And that's the pan that I'm going with, hoping for. But anyways, as of right now, I have a plethora of running backs to choose from. One of the reasons that I'm choosing myself to win is Derrick Henry is going up against Pittsburgh's defense. They are very strong, and I'm also starting them, so that's exciting. He's starting McKissick against Dallas. I think this is going to be a blow-up game for Antonio Gibson. Devin Singletary is pedestrian, so I'm just hoping all around for a victory for myself.
I really like this matchup this week. It's 2 4-2 teams. 2 teams with playoff aspirations. And a win will move them one step closer to that 7-win mark. I also am choosing you. Looks like Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan with a healthy Julio Jones seems to have righted the ship.
He's elite.
DJ Metcalf also is amazing. This is going to be Mike Davis's last game as the guy, so he'll probably do the most with his opportunity. Obviously, Kittle's amazing. Lindsey looked good. Your team is just solid, where with Bacon, Landry, question mark, Sanders. Although Sanders has a really low bush for some reason. That's kind of interesting.
It's because Michael Thomas is coming back and they fill the same role.
That's some good hashtag podcast math there. Derrick Henry having 15 points is probably an undersell, though. Whatever, we hate projections. I do agree that Singletary is a non-factor. He, much like the New England running backs, can fall prey to their quarterback taking that goal line plunge, which I'm hoping for Buckaroo Allen. And then Bacon's all-star kicker is on a bye.
And his all-star receiver,
yes,
Adam Thielen.
Cup and a Thiel is on the bench.
Fuck. You know who else is on the bench right now? Juju.
Yes.
It hurts.
Would you say that he is shoppable?
He's always shoppable. It's just I'm not trying to listen to any bullshit ass requests.
All right, we're both taking Weaver over Bacon, and Weaver is not taking any bullshit requests. So, next matchup, let's go with no one fucks like Gaston against I Can Take More of You. Oh, dude.
I can take more of you.
Is O'Malley still bronze? That's so funny. O'Malley is still bronze after his nice little hot streak here, and Adam is back to gold. Here, you talk on the matchup. I'll find our.
Yeah, so I think this one's actually going to be pretty close, but I'm going with Gascon. No one fucks like Gaston. DeAndre Hopkins versus the Seattle secondary is just a matchup that you're salivating over. O'Malley and I had a little bit of back and forth over Hopkins versus Kirk this past week, and your boy won in that regard. I'm also starting Kirk this week because the Seattle matchup is just that good. I think it's very possible that Hopkins puts up like 20 plus points, easy. Jamison Crowder, tried and true. He's Mr. Reliable this season somehow. Big question mark for his team is Le'Veon Bell versus a stout Denver defense. He's forced into doing that with his buys. Gaskin and Jefferson on bye really kind of
Do you think he's forced into it, or do you think he's excited about it, or is it a combination of both?
I am excited that Bell got traded to the Chiefs. If I'm speaking as O'Malley, I'm excited Bell is on the Chiefs for the opportunity, but not yet. And so, of course, I'm going to take the opportunity on a good team versus opportunity on a shitty team, right? Like, the Chiefs are going to be in the red zone probably 5 times more than the Jets. So that inherently is more exciting. But he's forced into this start by Gaskin being on a bye week. And I think Devontae Freeman versus the Eagles is kind of a tough start. Melvin Gordon may be suspended, may not. If he is suspended, then Adam gets to choose between Perrine on the Jets or Burkhead on the Patriots, unless he pulls some waiver wire stuff. So, yeah, I'm going Gascon.
I agree. One thing I like about Le'Veon's blurb, Le'Veon Bell goes from the outhouse to the penthouse after moving from the Jets to the defending Super Bowl champions.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, I'm not sure how he's going to do, but O'Malley's team has been rolling. Hopkins, Crowder, awesome. Montgomery is kind of in the same vein as David Johnson, where they're plotters, but they're going to put up double-digit points for you, low double digits.
Yeah.
Gurley's been amazing.
Bunch of plotters.
Fulgham has been amazing. Here's someone who O'Malley got in that hotly contested bid, and then with a little question mark, right? Because it was just a boom game, a game that the Eagles were down. But he turned around, so he went from 13 targets, 10 receptions, to 10 targets, 6 receptions. Still great game for a receiver. O'Malley's team is just solid. And then on the other side,
he's been making moves to make his team better. Fulgham pickup and the Gaskin pickup, those are 2 weekly starters now. That's exciting for his team.
No one fucks like Gascon.
On the waiver wire, except for me.
This is interesting. So his boy Tannehill is benching because of the matchup against Pittsburgh and putting in Stafford for the matchup against Atlanta. So he's going by the numbers, but let's see if it's a savvy play that works out. On Adam's side, again, he's got his receivers that he has been collecting in many trades. DJ Moore have 12, a little over 12 in projection, is probably not as high as it should be, given it's going to be a shootout in division. Yeah, I don't know. Adam's team is kind of reeling right now. He's got to fill the tight end and kicker positions for this week, both of which he does not have backups ready on his bench, which doesn't mean he can't fill them, obviously, but
I wouldn't be surprised if you see a trade out of Adam by the weekend.
Yeah, Adam's in a tough spot. I guess what I was thinking is, do you think Bridgewater will be on his team come this time tomorrow? Bridge over troubled water put up less than 10 points against Chicago. Now Adam has Big Ben, who has already had the bye. Adam's got some positions he has to fill.
Yeah, I think he keeps him. I think he, like, the tried and true thing with Big Ben is playing him when he's at home, benching him when he's away. And I think Bridgewater has some pretty cupcake matchups coming up. And so having that flexibility, I mean, that's the only reason you roster 2 quarterbacks, right? You play the matchups.
Or you're looking ahead and being prepared for the inevitable COVID outbreak on any team.
Totally. Yeah, God, we've all suffered from that except for, I don't know if anybody has not suffered from it. But
Adam does have Josh Jacobs coming out of the bye against Tampa Bay. His most recent game, he put up over 20 points, which was him righting the ship. So while there is some areas to see some light on Adam's team, I mean, it's tough. He's at a tough spot, 1-5. O'Malley's team, we've been talking him up the entire podcast. We both have O'Malley taking this one.
Sorry, Adam.
Next matchup, we got the weekday teetotaler versus 2020 should not count. Would you like to start with this one?
Yeah. I took the 5-1 team over the 1-5 team. Oh, I'm excited for Scott because he's getting Michael Thomas back and Julio Jones back. I mean, that's just such a huge shift, having your first and second round picks available for a game.
Yeah.
Scott has the scariest receivers in the league. But I'm just going with the 5-1 team on this one. It's kind of annoying. I don't want to bet on Stu, but he's been winning.
Yeah, I'm going to take the 1-5 team in this one. I'm taking the upset.
Nice.
We've been talking about how nasty Scott's team is going to be once all these receivers are healthy. So Scott will, in this week, have Michael Thomas, Stephon Diggs, Julio Jones, and CeeDee Lamb. Now, CeeDee Lamb takes a massive hit because Dalton did not show up in what I thought. Although he still put up 9, almost 10 points on 10 targets. And they'll be playing Washington, divisional opponent. Scott has some running back issues he has to figure out because Jonathan Taylor Thomas is on a bye, and the only other running back on his bench is his backup, who's also on a bye. But
may we see a big bid out of Scott for Scott.
Perhaps. And I mean, that would show his activity in the league. But He's currently has Goff in his lineup, but Wentz is going to be in there. I'd have to, if I was going to bet. Wentz is coming off a big game and they're playing the Giants, who have not been good. Scott's going to have those 4 receivers playing together. Kareem Hunt still is the lead dog in Cleveland with Hunt out. And they're playing a much more tasty matchup against Cincinnati, where earlier in the year Hunt put up 23 points. I definitely think that Scott's the underdog in this one, but we've been hyping up his team so much, and he's going to finally have all these guys playing together. Whereas on Stu's side, Chark has been banged up, and he has a tough matchup against the corners on the Chargers. David Johnson, again, is pretty mundane. Claypool is playing the Titans, who, you talk about those plotters, are pretty good on defense, and I'm still not super sold on Claypool. I'm taking Scott. Green Bay defense also is sneaky better than people think.
Yeah.
And
not fantasy-wise, but definitely in person.
I think that Watson will have trouble meeting that projection.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking Scott in this one.
You're sleeping on Jared Goff versus the Bears.
He's not going to play. He's no way he plays them.
The Mac is coming for him.
He's going to play Wentz. The Eagles are probably they're going to playing the Giants.
How
It'll
funny
be a
would
back
it be
and
if
forth
he
game.
listens to the podcast, switches his quarterback, and then it backfires? Yeah.
Then at that point we won't know if it was a podcast or if it was his own.
Yeah, he wouldn't tell us.
All right, now last matchup of the week we have Blood Diamond Bill versus Maxwell Dunn. They both have a ton of buys going on this week. In this one, I am taking Max. Max, he of the cast-off wide receivers over Bill. And this is why. Not only do I think I'm selling Bill's team, as I said earlier, but Lamar Jackson's on a bye. The other quarterback Bill has is Dalton, who put up 11 points against the Cardinals. So either he plays Dalton or has to pick up someone on the waiver wire. Kenny and Drake blew up on that final play of the game. Before that, he did score a touchdown and had, around 90 or so yards. So that would still have been a good game, but 29 points is unsustainable out of that guy. Gibson, I don't believe in. Jonnu Smith, who's his tight end, is not going to play. He's banged up. And he's got to pick up in their defense. So Bill's got to find a defense, a quarterback, a tight end. Does he have another tight end on his roster? Bill's got to make a lot of waiver wire moves and or trades this week, whereas Max has got steadiness out of McLaurin and Evans. Wilson is back from the bye. Actually, Evans had a dog shit game last week. Wow, I guess it's because Tampa Bay was just destroying the Packers. But Hilaire, actually, this is who I was looking at. Hilaire had a phenomenal game. Connor had a good game, too. Max also is going to have to fill the tight end in the kicker position. So someone else who's going to have to make some moves. But I'm taking Max in this one. Russell Wilson's coming off a bye, playing in Arizona. Putting up points. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with the 5-1 again. Diamond Bill's defense is legendary, and Max's ability to get high pointed is legendary. That seems like a great combination to bet, a great trend to bet on, You made some great points. I think Scary Terry versus the Dallas defense that doesn't give a fuck. I hope Scary Terry puts up 40 for you, Max. I really do. But I don't like Clyde Edwards-Helaire versus Denver. I don't like Connor versus Tennessee. I don't like Brandon Cooks versus Green Bay. And I don't like AJ Green versus Cleveland. And I don't like Carolina versus Drew Brees.
That will be changed. That will be changed. There's no way. So Max has got to pick up a kicker, a defense, and a tight end. Or make some trades for him.
That might be changed. I don't know. But as it stands, I think I'm rolling with Big Blood Diamond Bill. I think I actually said it earlier in the podcast. Gibson's going to go ham against Dallas's try-hard defense. Kenyon Drake, he is blah. I hate him. Cole Beasley against the Jets is going to do Cole Beasley things, whatever. I don't know.
Good pickup for Cole Beasley, by the way, Bill.
Yeah, that was a nice play. Fucker.
Yeah, wide receiver was some area of weakness for Bill after the trades and injury, and then Beasley fit in nicely into the team. Actually, Bill picked up Beasley and someone else who slotted right in there last week, and they both produced, and then you got the W.
Might it have been James Washington?
Yes, James Washington. That's
Sneaky
right.
Pickup, yeah. And it's super funny. When I was looking at this matchup earlier, he had Gallup starting, and he had moved him off. So, nice. Yeah, Bill's tinkering away. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going based off of the fantasy trends. Max has had terrible luck this season. I'm betting with that terrible luck.
All right, so we actually have a lot of differentiating picks. We both have you over Bacon. Who'd you take in the O'Malley and Adam matchup?
I think I took
O'Malley's. So yeah, we both have O'Malley's over Adam. But otherwise, I have myself over Evan. You have the opposite. I have Brad over Pebs. You have the opposite. I have Scott over Stu. You have the opposite, and I have Max over Billy. You have the opposite. So this could be some movement in the picks that we have.
Yeah. What's the matchup of the week? What'd you say?
I think it's got to be Brad and Pebs is my matchup of the week. And I say that because they're both 3-3 teams. This is a prove-it game for both of them. I mean, Brad, I think, has lost 3 in a row at this point, whereas Pebbles is on the upswing. I remember just him talking shit on his team so much on other podcasts now. All of a sudden, he's 3-3 in that pack of parity that we were talking about, and the loser of this matchup could miss the playoffs. So there's some implications in this game.
That's fun. I mean, fuck it. Let's go, Pebs. Bucket of water on the line for it.
Or something else we'll figure out.
Or
bet TBD.
A bucket of squid.
All right, we got to get out of here. The network's going to crush us. This was fun. Do the questions. Thanks, everybody who submitted them.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you again for Kurt and the awesome jingle. And actually, I want to say thank you to the Champion Pods, too, for the original jingle. Last week, I know I said that ours was the best jingle, but I have now come around to think that there is a time and place for each jingle, and the Champions Pod jingle was the true trailblazer.
Yeah, there was no jingle without the Pretender Pod. So thank you for that.
Final thought?
Just another great week. Look forward to this weekend. Love you all.
Good luck to everyone besides Evan.
And Bacon.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Welcome to the People's Podcast. Frisbee touchdown in the house. Take a deep breath, week 6 is done.